Okay, here we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to NAB Show Extra. We're at the NAB Show Studio 1 in the Grand Lobby. We are so excited that you are with us. I'm Carrie Ferenac with Convention News Television, and today I'm joined by Rachel Kopczyk. Rachel.
Yes, it's great to be up here. I've been able to walk the floor the last few days. I've been in all the different halls, gotten to talk to everybody from students to experts and legends in the business. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, now that Rachel's here, we're going to show you even more behind the scenes. We're going to have more interviews. You're going to hear from all kinds of folks. One of the things that makes NAB Extra different is that we can kind of show you a little bit behind the scenes. We can be a bit transparent and tell you exactly how we do things. So what we want to do, we're going to leave Rachel for a minute, and we're going to come off the set. So come with me. Walter Colby is our videographer extraordinaire using the Bexel cameras, which has been great right here on set. And we want to first talk a little bit about...
Resident here in Vegas, he's a famous magician. And they talked a lot about how to take this digital entertainment and make a brand for themselves and promote their celebrity. And of course, that also applies to businesses as well as celebrity. But we're going to have more NAB Show Extra coming up after the break.
Do you know what it means to have someone's back? To have another life depend on you and only you?
Where your vision, your defense, your support
is the very thing that is the difference in their life or death.
This feeling is known in the truest form by those that willingly protect you and me every day.
In the military, got your six means I've got your back.
Today, got your six is more than a term. It's a way to bring military veterans and civilians together.
It's a show of respect for all who served, and a way to ensure that they return home to be seen as assets and leaders.
I've got your six.
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 Find out how you can help. Visit gotyoursix.org today.
Welcome back to Las Vegas, home of NAB Show. We're pretty excited about being in Vegas, and we're joined now by Chris Meyer, who's with the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. Chris, this is quite a partnership between the City of Las Vegas and NAB Show, right?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, since 1991, we've been the exclusive home for NAB. In fact, first of all, I'd like to welcome all the 96,000 plus attendees to Las Vegas. Thank you very much for coming to our fine city and coming to my house, the Las Vegas Convention Center. That economic impact for those 96,000 attendees is over $121 million. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
That's amazing, and really, we were talking with Chris Brown earlier, and he did point out it's a partnership. This is, tell us a little bit about the relationship between you guys and the show.
Well, it's great. We support NAB with marketing programs that we do to attract international attendees to the show floor. That's so we can bring in new buyers, new exhibitors from around the world. So we take NAB overseas with us, and we use the Las Vegas brand to get the appointments, get the important appointments for them. And so we've helped them in Brazil. We've helped them in China, we've helped them in Mexico, we've helped them in Canada. So that is a true partnership because our success is based on their success. So the better they do, the better we do, and we just love them.
Well, I'd say this might be the definition of a win-win then. Chris, thanks so much for being with us. We appreciate it right here on NAB Show Extra. Right now we want to head back to Rachel Kopczyk for just a few minutes. Rachel.
Carrie. Thanks, Carrie, so much. I'm now joined by Danielle Martin with Deluxe Entertainment. Let's first start with, tell us what is Deluxe Entertainment?
Sure thing. Deluxe is a company that offers services from the point of capture the whole way to consumption. So everything from all of the creative post-production services through to distribution and all the adaptations to get it to every screen around the world and the whole way through into asset management, which is really important for us at NAB Show this year.
Right. And what's your experience been like so far at NAB Show? What have you enjoyed the most?
So this is our second year at NAB, and we keep evolving every year. It's a fantastic show. We get a lot of different people across all kind of walks of content. So everything from the creators of content the whole way through to the distributors and the telecommunications operators and OTT providers. So it's really an important show for Deluxe because we're working with all of these different customers and client bases.
What do you want people at NAB Show to know about Deluxe Entertainment?
I think what's really interesting about Deluxe is that we are this really great mix of artistry and technology. Because we have the opportunity to be involved in the creation process, we really care about what happens on the back end when it's being distributed and what happens in the afterlife after it's gone in its first release. So for us at NAB Show specifically, we're showcasing some really interesting technologies in distribution as well as in asset management so people can be able to repurpose content and monetize it over time.
Thanks so much. We really appreciate it, Danielle. That's great. We've been catching up with all sorts of people throughout the show. Here's a look at some of that.
I'm joined now by Mike Cavender, who's Executive Director of RTDNA. Mike, give us first of all kind of an overview of your association and where you guys are headed.
Well, we're the largest professional association in the country for electronic journalists. We represent television broadcasters, radio, online, anyone in the electronic news gathering business. So, and we do typical professional association activities. We're very big in Washington in terms of regulatory and legislative issues, and the other kinds of membership support that a good association provides for its members.
I know you're also focused on education here at NAB Show. Tell us a little bit about the courses and the focus of that.
Sure. We've had a long association with NAB going back many years, and the last 3 years we've been a part of a day-long session specifically for TV news directors and TV news personnel on issues of interest to them. This year, one of the things that we're concentrating on is with the advent of social media and all of the new technologies, the question of ethics still remains very important, regardless of the kind of technology you use to gather and present the news. So we're looking at, though, the individual kinds of issues that social media raise as far as news ethics go.
Fantastic, and ethics really are key. I know also we were talking a little bit about drones. That's something else, a big hot topic, right?
Yeah, you know, every year there's going to be some technologies that are hot, and I will tell you, from what I saw, drones are extremely hot this year. And we're working, that's an area that we're working in. We're really trying to encourage the FAA to move this process forward. The United States is further behind, frankly, than a lot of European countries in rules and setting forth ways that drones can be used in, for example, news gathering. And we really want the government to realize how important this technology is, not just from a technological standpoint, but from a safety standpoint. You look at the helicopter crash in Seattle just a few weeks ago, and the whole safety issue is so key. So we really are encouraging the FAA to, frankly, get off the dime and help us with this.
Fantastic. Well, and we appreciate everything RTDNA does for that. So thank you very much, Mike, for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Looking live at a picture of Orlando Poro right there on the camera. We're now in front of the NAB store. I'm joined by Stephen Lindsay, who is one of the sales reps. All right, Stephen, people have been coming and going from this store. We can see it right from our studio all day. Tell us a little bit about what there is to offer inside.
Oh, well, they got everything. They got headphones, they got speakers, they got T-shirts, hats. They got anything you need for any price that you're looking for. It's great in there.
And we want to make sure everybody knows that if you don't get a chance to come by the store or you're watching us online, you can buy products from NAB Show all the time, right? NAB Show No, nabstore.com. Right. nabstore.com. And I understand, too, there's a big sale going on, right?
Huge sale going on. We're selling shirts for $6 on the wall, 60% off some items like this shirt right here. Got no suit for you. Got that one?
Oh, boy, here we go.
Open up Gangnam Style, you get me?
Oh, boy, these are $6 shirts, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm a broadcaster. All you broadcasters out there, you want this one, $6.
These shirts are only $6 right here. They're going fast. What's this?
I'm 1080p, high definition, means I look great in this shirt.
Oh, boy, ladies and gentlemen, one more.
I am totally tweeting this. Oh, my gosh.
Right there, that's only $30 worth of Oh, no, it's not that kind of show.
Sorry, this is not for sale.
Take it easy, take it easy. All right, Steven's out there, man. Come on by and see him right here at the NAB Show store. Let's check in with Rachel Kopczyk next. Rachel?
You know, Carrie, if we did that, I don't think it would be as funny or acceptable if we started taking our clothes off. But let's take a look at some of the attendees here. You can see they're hanging out in our studio with us. And over here, there's a really great LED light, Sumo Light. Do you guys want to come on up and let's show me what this is and let's talk about it. It's pretty impressive. You guys are just hanging in our booth and doing probably a little bit of a business meeting, right? What's your name?
My name's David Yellen, and I'm the designer of the Sumo Light. And this is our first time exhibiting at NAB, and we've had a really good experience here. People coming up to us telling us they want to outfit their whole studio with LED lights and all kinds of good stuff like that.
So you're just walking around with this light and you just carry it around and advertise it?
Actually, I just came around here because we wanted to take a picture in front of the sign over there, and we needed a little more light for it because it's a little underlit over there. We need a nice little yellow kind of tungsten type light for us.
So tell us more about the Sumo Light and tell us about the product.
Well, this is it's an LED lighting system based on one light fixture that you can configure in many, many different ways. We have you can remove the lenses and change them for different beam angles. We've got 3 or 4 different light shaping accessories, soft boxes, this octagon, there's a grid on this one. We have different grids you can buy, and it all fits in one small case. It runs on a battery. This is the gold mount V-Lock battery. Basically, it's one light that just does it all if you're going to be doing like an ENG crew or something, or also it's used in a lot of Hollywood movies.
And where can people come check you out real quick?
We're at booth number 747, C747, and yeah. Come check us out there.
Thanks so much for coming on up, David. We appreciate it. Carrie's got some more behind-the-scenes looks for us. Carrie?
That's right, Rachel. We are here. We want to show you our control room. And before we go detail, we want to show you where we are if you're watching us online. Take a look. This is where all of the food court is. So folks are coming down here, and as they come into the grand lobby right here in Las Vegas, one of the very first things that they see is NAB Show Studio One. It's a very cool thing. We've had crowds of people stopping by. As you can see, this is made of glass, so you can see our control room. Take a look. All right, guys, can you turn around and wave? Give us a hello. There's everybody. Hard at work, of course. We're using new tech TriCaster. We're using Bexel cameras to bring this production to you live, which has been very, very cool. Now, this control room is also used for NAB Show Live, which is the newscast of record for the NAB Show. Host of NAB Show Live is Rich DeMuro, and he is standing by with Rachel, so we want to get a preview of what's coming up today. Rachel, Rich?
That's right. Rich is hosting, like you said. What do you guys have coming up for 4 o'clock NAB Show Live?
Oh, man, we have the best. We've saved the best NAB show for the second to last NAB Show Live. So we're going to have basically all the stuff we couldn't get in our other shows, including a story on a guy who's been to NAB Show 51 times.
Who did that story? Who did that story?
I don't know, a really good reporter, I'm told. I think it was you, Rachel. We also have Ryan Salazar. He's from Creative Cow and Broadcast Beat. He always has these funny takes on everything that happens out there on the floor. We have a story from him. We're still kind of completing the rundown. You know, you never know if there's going to be a last-minute addition to the show. But basically, NAB Show Live happens right here on this stage, live at 4 p.m. and 10 a.m. each day. And it's kind of like the show of record for NAB Show. So if you don't make it to the far corners of the floor, we're going to find those little products that you need to know about and tell you about them here. We also have an interview with the founding editor of Huffington Post.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
That is a big deal. I need to learn how to say his name before I introduce him, though.
Just like all of us have hard names to say in this business, you got to learn them, right?
Nothing's as bad as how I butchered your name the first day I said it, so I apologize for that. I just want to go on the record. I did not mean to say it that way.
It's not necessary. It's Kopczyk, if anybody's ever wondering. But yeah, that's great. There's so much fun stuff. What's been your favorite interview thus far?
Oh my gosh, my favorite interview was probably, we interviewed a Black Hawk pilot, a former Black Hawk pilot that's doing something called Got Your Six here at the show, and it's just, it's inspiring to see someone that, the guy had like 10 surgeries because he had an accident in this, while serving our country. And to me, that's very inspiring and interesting. On a fun note, I think all these drones. I mean, I got to fly a drone. Have you flown one of these things?
No, I haven't. I've just sat in a MiG, that's all.
And a what?
In a MiG. I've sat in the Russian MiG outside.
Okay, the MiG. Yeah, flying a drone, I couldn't believe how easy it was. It was so much fun, and now I want to buy one of these things. They're like $1,700. And I'm hoping there's some sort of like NAB discount going on. Anyone?
We just shameless plug. Yeah, we got it. That's right. That's awesome.
I'll name the name of the company. No, I'm just kidding.
Thanks so much, Rich. You can check out all of that coming up at 4 o'clock. We'll be back with more NAB Show Extra after the break. Welcome back, everybody. We're excited that you're joining us for NAB Show Extra right here at NAB Show Studio 1. If you're watching online, be sure to share it so other people can check this out. We wish you were in Vegas, but this is the second best thing. Now, drones. Rich and Rachel were just talking about drones. Come on in, Paul Aiken. We want to bring in Paul. He's with the Unmanned Vehicle University in Phoenix. Drones really are one of the hottest topics right here on the show floor, right, Paul? Tell us about the excitement.
That is absolutely correct. Drones are really going to revolutionize the way that we shoot film. We can take out booms, cranes, sliders, everything, and if you're a good enough pilot, you can do all those things. It's very easy to fly, it's very easy to learn, and in time, you can replace so many pieces of equipment with just a simple drone.
That's what you and I were talking about. So this is not only cool technology, but it also can save money because you can replace that equipment. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, definitely you can save a lot of money. If you were to get a nice airframe, you could really build a nice video downlink for much cheaper than you could buy it. And again, you can do all these things yourself. You can learn from YouTube. It's easy.
What about the rules? I know there aren't very many rules right now, but people need to kind of know what they're doing before they get into this business, right?
That is correct. There is very little regulation right now, but there are a couple simple rules you can follow to really stay out of trouble. Number 1, fly below 400 feet. Number 2, if you have permission from the landowner, you're going to be fine. You're really not going to have any issues whatsoever. Don't fly within 3 miles of an airport, and never fly in what's called a TFR, or a temporary flight restriction, and you'll be good to go.
Fantastic. And I know you're with the Unmanned Vehicle University. If people want to find out more information about how drones work or the rules and regulations, how can they find out more?
There's a lot of different places they could go. They could go to AUVSI, that's kind of the Association for Drones. They could go to DSLRpros.com or xflysystems.com. They are really the cinema-grade drone manufacturer.
Fantastic. Paul, thanks for being with us. We appreciate it very, very much. And here at NAB Show, it's not just about the cool technology on the trade show floor, but it's also about education. And Rachel Kopczyk had a chance to catch up with someone who's going to tell us a little bit more about the NAB Education Foundation.
I'm joined now by Marcellus Alexander. He is the president of the NAB Education Foundation. And Marcellus, You have another role with NAB, which we'll talk about in just a second. But first, let's talk about just the key initiatives of the NAB Education Foundation and what it's all about.
Happy to do that, Rachel. Our Education Foundation basically does programs that attracts people, college graduates, to our business, the broadcast business. And once they're in the business, different programs that help them advance their careers within our business. And then of this suite of programs, we have a program at the far, I'll call it the far right end of the spectrum, where if a person who has experience now wants to purchase a radio or television station, we have a program that can do that. That program is called the Broadcast Leadership Training Program. It is the crown jewel, if you will, of our programs that we produce. A 10-month, 1 weekend per month MBA-style program where the participants really learn everything they need to know to acquire a television station and or operate more effectively so that they can move up in their companies.
That's a dream to have that opportunity.
Absolutely.
And you've had lots of success with it as well.
Yes.
Share some of the success stories you've had.
So we have the program, BLT as we affectionately call it, not bacon, lettuce, and tomato.
No, not the sandwich.
Right, has been in effect for 14 years. This is the 14th year. 220 graduates, many of whom have graduated and purchased stations. More of them have graduated and been promoted into higher level positions within their companies or others. So a lot of good successes in terms of increasing ownership of stations for women and people of color. And the program is open to everyone, but that's who we target. And also, again, a number of folks who've been promoted to senior level management positions following their participation in this program.
Yeah, and you've even had some of the students, they've been helping out on the show here and on the show floor, and they've been walking around and have had a really great opportunity to get to experience NAB.
Yes, now that's a different kind of a program,
Yeah.
but what you're referring to is we have a long-standing agreement and partnership with Oregon State University. And each year, 10 students are chosen from those who compete to come here to help us. And they work out in different areas. I have my own assistant, conference assistant, Allison, who's here. And they each get assignments that get them really behind the scenes of this great conference that we produce. And it's experience for them, contacts for them, and it's really good help for us.
Right. And if you want to get involved with the NAB Education Foundation and back it and get involved working on it, what can people do? How can they do that?
Easiest way to do it is to go to our website, nabef.org, and all of our programs are laid out there, what's required for them and all of that. That would be the easiest way to do it, and that would be what I would suggest.
Now let's get to your other role with NAB. You're the Executive VP of Television.
Yes.
And there's some challenges that are facing the industry, the TV industry as a whole. What are some of those challenges that you guys are working on?
Well, we have a number of challenges right now, especially on the television side, and I think I would summarize them best by something that our CEO said in his keynote address on Monday, and that is for the FCC, who is the regulating government agency for our business, to consider developing a broadcast plan for our business. And that would entail a number of different challenges and issues that face our business, from ownership to retransmission to consent to a number of different elements that right now confront our business. And it is our hope that the FCC will take a look at that request and develop a broadcast plan that helps our industry continue to innovate, continue to grow, and continue to stay relevant for the great audiences that we serve.
Because everything is continuing to grow and continuing to change. You can see all of that happening right here on
Absolutely.
the NAB Show floor.
Absolutely, that's correct.
All right, thank you so much, Marcellus.
Thank you,
We really
Rachel.
appreciate your time.
Good being with you.
Welcome back, everybody. We are now live at NAB Show Studio 1. This is NAB Show Extra, where we give you a little bit of extra, but really the newscast of record here at NAB Show is NAB Show Live at 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. every day. We're joined now by Anthony Istrico with Istrico Productions, who you've been really preparing a lot of the segments for NAB Show Live, and we get to get a little extra with you, a little behind the scenes. So, Anthony, tell us what you've been working on for those newscasts.
So I have to say this is my first time at NAB Show, and I'm a kid in a candy store. I couldn't be happier. You know, you walk these halls, and there is so much going on. And I think that the show this year is really the show of refinement. Last year, we saw 4K, we saw motion control, portable motion control, stabilization, and this year, everybody is just rolling out field-tested products that are absolutely putting it into play. And what was a game changer last year is now almost an industry standard. So it's so cool to be here and get hands-on with these things.
Speaking of hands-on, that's the name of your segment every day. Tell us a little bit about what's coming up tomorrow at 10 a.m.
So tomorrow at 10 a.m., it's our big show. It's our grand finale, if you will. Aside from amazing products, we got to bump into some really cool directors like Vincent LaFerre and Alex Buono from Saturday Night Live. So it's been an opportunity to talk to people who are using the technology like us in the field and see how the new digital workflow has sped that up. So I really couldn't be happier. You know, we're amongst like-minded people, and the technology here is just, we're going to start a Kickstarter page because there's so many things that we want to buy that we simply can't afford yet. So we'll share that link later on.
Good idea. I wanted to ask you, you've had your hands on so many products. What really kind of attracts you the most? Where's your excitement really?
Well, for our type of production, it's kind of fast and dirty in the field stuff. So the small, compact, and portable things that give you that little bit of motion that really escalate and elevate the shots. Edelkrone and Kessler are two brands that we absolutely love and adore. And Movi, you know, you can't beat the FreeFly. We've tried the M10 and now the M5, and that stuff is amazing.
All right, speaking of the Movi, I like how you think. Rachel Kopczyk is going to show off the Movi. Rachel.
Yes, I am. I'm here with Tab with FreeFly, and you've got a newer version of the Movi right here with you. You debuted the big one last year, and this is the one for consumers, right?
Yeah, this is the Movi M5. It's designed for DSLR-size cameras, and we launched it about a month ago, and it's shipping now.
Tell us a little bit more about the new features and the features on here. And
yeah, so this one's it's just a smaller footprint. It's lighter. It's designed to work with DSLR-sized cameras. We're showing it here with a new idea that came from Casey Warren from Mindcastle, just to attach a ring to it to allow you to easily hand off the Movi between operators. That's something that a lot of people have done in the last year, is hand the unit from one person to another. So the idea with this ring is I could easily hand it to you and keep two hands on it, and just, you know, people are doing just crazy stuff, moving the camera around. So this is just another idea to allow that.
And where can people come check and try this out for themselves?
We have a booth inside. I don't remember the booth number, but it's big and has a huge FreeFly sign. And then freeflysystems.com has all the info there too.
Great, thanks so much. Very cool stuff here. Carrie?
Thanks, Rachel. That is really cool technology. You know, NAB is all about membership. So we brought on Mike Brown, who's a new member at NAB, and we want to talk a little bit about why you joined and what it means to you to be a part of this organization.
Well, for me right now, it's content and making new connections with new people, and it's an opportunity to meet a lot of great people that you don't have a normal opportunity to do. So coming to a show like this and seeing the gravity and all the opportunities here, it was just a good opportunity.
Fantastic. I know we just showed off some products for television. You're on the radio side of things. What are some of the cool tools or technology that you've seen out on the show floor? What are you looking for here?
For us, it's input, and it's kind of just the general content and new ideas that you don't normally see. Being from the Midwest, you come to a show like this and the size of it, it's new opportunities that you don't obviously see with us. So it's getting the production value out of things that's new and exciting, and that's kind of what we're here for.
Fantastic. Mike, thanks for being with us. And you may want to consider being a member of NAB as well, if you're not. So definitely check that out. We'll have more on NAB Show Extra in just a few moments.
Last night I was able to catch up with Dave Mazza. He is the NBC Sports and NBC Olympics VP. He runs the entire Olympics division there from the technical aspect, and he was just given a Lifetime Achievement Award, and here's a little preview of what happened last night.
It is an honor to present the 2014 New York Festival's International Television and Film Lifetime Achievement Award to my good friend and the leader of the Dave Mazza Band, Dave Mazza.
I'm joined now by Dave Mazza. He is the Senior VP of NBC Sports Group and NBC Olympics, and you were just given the Lifetime Achievement Award by New York Festivals. Congratulations, it's a huge deal. What does it mean to win this award?
Well, it's incredibly humbling, especially since I'm only 55 and I hope I have some of my life left. But it's been a long run of Olympics. I've done 13 games, and I've got an incredible team that do them with me, and it's really the credit of those guys and those men and women that help me so much. It's a little weird that the award is focused on me, but as a team we have done some amazing things, and I'm very proud of that. This award, which is being given to me and showered, I get a lot of accolades as the sort of the front man to NBC. It really is this group of people out here, the team members that I'm lucky enough to lead, that deserve this honor jointly.
There was a great video played of all of your achievements, and everybody on there just had so many wonderful things to say about working with you. And you've done, as you said, 13 Olympics now. What are some of the challenges that you guys face technically, from the technical perspective?
Well, what's kind of strange about the games is you have so many experts and vendors helping you with all the technology. The stuff that you would think would be hard, the sophisticated technology, is actually relatively easy. The stuff that you thought would be easy is pretty hard. Getting, for example, from Sochi, getting a part from the IBC 5 miles away to a venue might take 3 or 4 days because of all the security in the logistics. Yet we had 2 10-gigabit feeds coming back from Sochi to the U.S. that worked flawlessly. So the hard stuff is easy, the easy stuff is hard.
Of course, that's how it always is. And you've worked so many of these shows, and you've added lots of new technical advances. You added HD and many other things to the Olympics. And here at NAB, the NAB show, there's so much new stuff on the show floor. Is there anything you've seen so far that you really want to incorporate into the next Olympics?
Well, we're 27 months to Rio, and a lot's going to change in the business in 27 months. So at this point in the game, we're really just wrapping up what happened in Sochi and trying to get a finger on the pulse of what's happening. Of course, 4K is the rave at the moment, but we're not sure what we would be doing 3 years from now relative to 4K. We did a little demonstration of 4K coming home from Sochi. But we have our eyes open, but we don't have to decide yet because things may be different in a year or two. So we keep our eye on all that.
Will we be we'll be live streaming in 4K then?
Well, that may slow down your internet connection, especially if 2 million people tune into a hockey game as they did during Sochi.
Yeah, exactly. And as a veteran, 35 plus years in the broadcast industry, where do you see the industry going as a whole? As being a part of NAB show, there's so much change happening. What do you think about the industry in general?
I guess it's the same thing we've all been saying about getting to watch when and how you want. And the younger generation is not necessarily caring that they sit in front of a 50-inch plasma set the way I am. They don't mind if it's on their iPhone. They just want it to be convenient, and they're perfectly fine watching clip-based content. So I think we'll all continue to have to evolve to make that possible for the next consumers of our product.
Thank you so much, Dave. And again, big congratulations. Okay. What an honor to meet you. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thanks very much.
Welcome back to Las Vegas, everybody. We are live in the Grand Lobby where there is so much going on. Crowds are coming and going all day right here at NAB Show Studio 1. We want to talk to some of the attendees who have gathered around our studio and find out why they've made the trip to Vegas. So tell us your name and where you're from.
Hi, I'm Dee Williams. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida, and we're here with a group of our church media and sound staff, and we're here looking to upgrade and our equipment that we already have for our church program and broadcast, but we're also building our studio. So these two guys are the ones who do all of the media and sound stuff, so they can tell you more.
Fantastic. I'm a fellow Floridian from Orlando, so welcome from Jacksonville. All right, tell us what you're specifically looking for to build your studio.
Well, right now we just incorporated an HD solution. So now we're trying to take the cameras and see if we're going to go 4K, 2K, 1080p, and basically bring the cross-platform so that it's ease of use. So anybody on a cell phone, iPad, regular TV, we're trying to incorporate that into, the church world so that it's ease of use. And everything we're trying to do is, so somebody can see it right then, live, on demand.
That's really what it's all about, right? Tell us about some cool stuff that you've seen on the show floor.
All the cutting edge technology, everything.
just the workflow is the key here. Getting technology where the workflow can go seamless, and you can create excellence consistently.
Fantastic. Very good point. Okay, we want to come over and join you now. Tell us your name, where you're from, and why you're here at NAB Show.
Sure. Hi, I'm Julie Spira. I'm the founder of Cyber Dating Expert. I'm here at NAB because I did a book signing yesterday in the NAB store of my book, The Perils of Cyber Dating.
Oops, let's see. Okay, we're going to show you the cover, Perils of Cyber Dating.
Thank you. I'm a longtime radio broadcaster. I've actually been coming to NAB for over 30 years. Am I allowed to say that? Over 30 years, yes.
You started right after you were born, right? Isn't that how it all works for all of us?
Right when I was a baby. And I'm podcasting in the New Media Lounge in the North Hall, so it's been a really exciting trip.
Oh, fantastic. Well, we are glad that all of you are here. And no doubt you're probably all tweeting, maybe, Facebooking, social media. All right, we want to check in with Rachel Kopczyk on the latest on social media. Rachel.
Thanks, Carrie. Yes, I'm here with Sam Stan of Red Button TV. Sam, we've got to talk about the numbers. What are our social media numbers for NAB look like now, right now?
Well, of course, we're growing and growing. We've currently got a reach of 31 million people engaged in conversation about what's happening here. And you can see why if you step inside those doors. Those people have mentioned and discussed NAB Show, hashtag NAB Show, over 216 million times.
That's a lot of tweeting and a lot of hashtags.
It is for sure.
And let's talk about where you see the industry going with broadcasters and social media and how they're tying it together. You've been able to get around on the show floor and see some of the things that are out there and what they're doing to incorporate that.
It's actually really interesting because for a while people were going to more video on demand and watching it when they wanted, how they wanted, where they wanted. But they were missing that Me Too element because it's so much more fun to enjoy a show with friends. And that's what social's done. So now broadcasters are incorporating social into their broadcast so it becomes a collected experience of multiple people. And that's moving people back to live. I say that, but then at the same time, we're seeing some really cool stuff inside there where they're actually time shifting your social. So if you're not there to see your favorite show when it's live and you're watching it 2 hours later, you're not going to have a spoiler hit you up on your social and say, here's who won, or here's who got voted off, or whatever it may be. But you're going to be able to watch your social in real time later with your show later as well.
Because that's the worst part about the social media side, when you don't get to watch your DVR for maybe like a week or so, and then you go and you read online, you have to be so careful and you have to preface everybody and say, don't post or tell me anything, you know.
And everyone loves to add their 2 cents. So now you're given a megaphone to do that.
Exactly. Thanks so much, Sam. We appreciate it. Carrie has got a little more look for you right here.
I'm joined now by Carrie Grubin, who is with Women in Post from the Hollywood Post Alliance. Carrie, we're talking about women in the industry, right? Tell me a little bit about Women in Post and what that is.
Well, Women in Post started as a group of us that went to a lot of technical retreats together, specifically the Hollywood Post Alliance Tech Retreat. There'd be about 35 of us there, women, and another 500 men. And we knew by working in the industry that there were a lot more women who were involved in all aspects of production and post. And we decided that we wanted to organize a group so we could raise the visibility and give more access to other women to participate.
Makes sense. Do you think that women really face specific challenges in this industry, or do you think it's really the same kind of challenges women face in business overall?
Well, I think there's a lot of similarities in overall businesses. I mean, we come from a generation where we were told we could do anything, be anything. And then when you get out into the technical fields, right now, there are some people there that aren't quite used to having a lot of women there. It's different for the younger generation. There's a lot more mixing of roles for men and women, and it has been a challenge. There's also a lot of women who go through long education careers and so forth, and by the time they reach the point where they can be involved in a heavy technical career, they may choose to go a different direction.
Absolutely. You mentioned young women. What kind of advice would you have for younger women who are coming into this industry?
Well, first of all, to not be intimidated by what they see out there. You know, women and men obviously have the same type of intelligence, skills, access, and it's really about allowing and teaching young women, and actually women who are very established in their careers, to reach out and take on the challenges and to not feel like that's maybe something that they shouldn't do.
Good advice. What if folks want to find out more information? Tell us where we can go to learn more about Women in Post.
Well, you can go online to the HPA website, so it's hpaonline.com. We also have a LinkedIn group for Women in Post that they can connect to. And we're doing a lot of outreach. We're going to develop a mentoring program, and we're also making ourselves visible at places like NAB.
Fantastic. Carrie, thanks so much for being with us right here at the NAB Show, Studio One.
My life has totally changed because of New Media Expo. And I had to tell the world, like I wanted everybody to know because I'm like, you guys need to go to New Media Expo.
Back to NAB Show Studio One, everybody. I'm Carrie Ferenac. We are so glad you are joining us. You know, there is no shortage of cutting-edge technology here at NAB Show, but some folks are actually launching revolutionary new products. And we're joined now by Jamie Horner with Evertz. You all are launching such a plan. Tell us a little bit about it.
Correct. So we've actually launched a brand new product line called SDVN. It's a totally new infrastructure for broadcasters and media companies. It completely changes the paradigm in the market space.
Wow. Tell us a little bit about what that change is gonna look like.
So it's basically, like I mentioned, it's a totally new way of doing things. So we're basically harnessing more of an IT infrastructure. It's all controlled through a broadcast control software, but it's a complete end-to-end new development from the company.
And you guys have one of the largest booths here at NAB Show, right inside the North Hall. Tell us a little bit about your setup.
That's correct. So we're basically putting the new technology, the SDVN 10 gig infrastructure solution to real work. So the whole booth has actually been built leveraging the new technology. All of the moving signals, the entire delivery of all the content, everything's done using our SDVN 10 gig solution.
Wow, very cool. Jamie from Evertz, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it. And folks can come by and check out your booth right there in the North Hall, right behind NAB Show Studio One, actually. So we're right here in the middle of the Grand Lobby, and we're glad that you're joining us. We want to check in now with Rachel Kopczyk, who's got another guest. Rachel, take it away.
Yes, thanks, Carrie. I'm here with Jared Smalley with Team Coalition. Jared, tell us, what is Team Coalition's involvement with NAB?
So Team Coalition partners with NAB. We work with them to help distribute public service announcements that we create to further the message of drunk driving prevention. And that's basically what Team Coalition does. Is we work with professional sports leagues, we work with the MLB, NFL, NBA, we work with concessionaires like Aramark and DNC Sports Service, we work with security companies like CSC and Elite, and then alcohol companies like Anheuser-Busch, Miller Coors, and Brown-Forman to promote drunk driving prevention at sporting events. So we attend football games and baseball games, and a big thing that we do is also creating public service announcements that'll be shown at a lot of these games, and NAB helps us distribute those public service announcements to various media outlets as well.
Yeah, that's very important. Tell us a little more about Team Coalition and what else you guys do.
So aside from the marketing side, which is basically all of everything that we do with the major leagues, what we do with the NFL, with the MLB, the other leagues, and that kind of thing, we also do alcohol safety training, which is kind of our major, I guess, non-marketing arm of the organization. And for that, we take kind of a train-the-trainer approach. So we'll go into an athletic facility, for example, let's say Staples Center. So we'll go in and we'll teach people who work in the front office at the Los Angeles Clippers, Los Angeles Lakers, how to be a certified team trainer. And then they will teach their frontline staff, so people who work at concession stands, people who, security people, guest service staff, they'll teach them how to be team certified and how to look for certain signs of impairment, things about checking IDs, that kind of thing. So that is sort of the training arm of Team Coalition.
Because you want everybody to have fun at the events they're going to, but you also want them to be safe.
Exactly. That is 100% what we do, and that's why we also partner with alcohol companies, because the goal isn't to prevent people from drinking, it's just to have them do it as safely as possible. So that's why we do kind of our designated driver program, and we also have a program called Responsibility Has Its Rewards, where designated drivers from different teams and different organizations get rewarded with prizes like being able to go to the Super Bowl, World Series, NBA All-Star Game, different things like that.
Thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of your time at NAB Show. We're going to have more coming up after the break.
So if you're just joining us here at NAB Show Studio 1, we're in the Grand Lobby at the Las Vegas Convention Center. We're excited that many of you are joining us online, and we hope that you'll tweet about it. You can join the conversation, hashtag NAB Show. They're giving out awards here on site for very important tweeters, and those of you who are not in Las Vegas can really keep up with everything going on. We see folks here in our studio catching up with social media as we speak. This is a place to come, to recharge, to get informed, and to be a part of the excitement. So we want to catch up now with an interview I did yesterday with one of the directors of membership from NAB. Hi everybody, I'm joined by Chris Vane, who is Director of Member Services for NAB. We're here to talk about all the cool things available for members right here at the NAB Show store. Chris, tell us some of what's inside.
Well, we have over 500 titles for broadcasters and electronic media professionals in our publication selection, featuring focal press titles.
Fantastic. I know one of those titles we happen to have right here. Take a look. This is one of the most popular ones. Tell me about it.
Yes, it's just been released for this show. So it's a broadcast engineering tutorial for non-engineers. So it's a hot item that features a lot of information for broadcasters and non-broadcasters alike.
Fantastic. I know there's also some fun stuff there, and you don't have to be here in Vegas to get a lot of it, right? Tell me about that.
We're launching a new nabstore.com site, which is up and running now. We'll be highlighting over 300 titles for broadcasters and electronic media professionals, as well as a lot of the fun t-shirts, caps, mugs, and other novelty items that our customers have come to find and enjoy.
All right, speaking of fun items, I know you've got one to show us. Let's see it.
It's a great handleable, which you can take selfies with.
Okay, everybody, you know what that means. Ready? Let's do a selfie. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're going to tweet that. Hashtag NAB Show. Chris, thanks very much for being here.
Thank you.
Joined now by Jim Elliott over here on the set, and you've been in the broadcast industry for a long time, and you've started a really amazing program called Dive Heart. Tell everybody about Dive Heart.
Well, yeah, I was in the broadcast. I was with the Tribune Company with WGN Radio, helped start up CLTV News, and what inspired me to leave a six-figure income in that business and to become a volunteer, and for a couple of days I had to look at the ceiling like, what am I doing, right? But my daughter was born blind, and when she struggled with being blind, I got her into a ski program, and it turned her life around. All of a sudden, it wasn't Aaron the skier, or the blind kid, it was Aaron the skier. And she excelled in grade school, middle school, high school, had confidence, independence, and self-esteem that she didn't have before. And I blame it on the skiing. So since the 80s, I'm guiding and teaching blind skiers, thinking, you know, if skiing can do this, I know what diving can do because there's no gravity, right? So I walked away from CLTV, the best year I ever had there, and started Dive Heart. And it's unbelievable what's happening is originally it was to build confidence, independence, and self-esteem. Now it's actually a therapy. We're doing research with Duke, Cornell. One of our teams went down to the Cayman Islands with doctors from Johns Hopkins and found there's an extra output of serotonin at depth. So we've had veterans with chronic spinal cord pain for like 10 or 15 years who now are pain-free for up to 3 weeks at a time. So this is going to be a pain management tool. We did the first study on autism and scuba therapy ever done with Midwestern University. Pressure is a therapy for kids with autism, and they take to it like that. It's amazing. So we're talking to some folks in Chicago right now, in the Chicagoland area. I can't say who because I've signed non-disclosures, but we want to build a 130-foot deep pool. It'll probably be a $50-some-odd million project. So if you know someone who knows someone who'd like to be part of really an amazing project. If Vail were the only ski resort on the continent, that's what this is going to be. It's going to be a deep water pool for research, rehab, education, training, and to build vocational opportunities for veterans and others with disabilities. It's really going to revolutionize rehabilitation. And you know, I work 7 days a week. I can't get up early enough. I can't sleep at night sometimes. I'm so excited about it.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. If you want to learn more about Dive Heart, just go to diveheart.org. You can get involved with the organization there, and hopefully good luck with you everything in Chicago and your new project. We'll have more NAB Show Extra after the break.
Welcome back, everybody. You know, we've been talking about veterans in the industry, and specifically the organization Got Your Six, which focuses on reintegrating veterans back into society. We have one of those veterans now. I'm joined now by Doris Guerrero, who's a veteran and now production coordinator. Doris, first of all, tell us a little bit about your service.
I was in the Air National Guard for 6 years, and I was actually a medic. And that has nothing to do with production coordinating, but it gave me the skills and as a leader and you know, to be able to work under pressure, especially in a production coordinating environment in the film industry.
And I think that's really the message, right? That folks in the military learn these skills that can be applied to so many different industries and specifically to broadcasting, right?
It's very true. A lot of the people that I've been speaking with here at the Got Your Six booth, you know, have been asking questions, but at the same time, I've been wanting to share, you know, the transition and that once we do get out of the military, we do find jobs within our field and can utilize the skills that we've obtained.
Right. And I understand that Got Your Six works with multiple partners, right, including veterans of film and television. Tell us a little bit about that.
That's correct. It's a nonprofit organization that I'm a member of, and it's about 1,000 different members. We are all veterans. We all work in the industry, and we all help and support one another. We have a meeting once a month to basically, you know, share information. Sometimes we have professionals that are in the industry that come and speak with us that want to hire us. And it's just a great soundboard to get ideas out to everyone.
Well, fantastic, Doris. Thank you for your service, and thank you very much for sharing more information about Got Your Six.
Thank you.
We appreciate it, and now we want to check in with Rachel Kopczyk, who has a new initiative by NAB. Rachel?
Yes, we want to talk about Connect to Me. It's a great initiative that NAB has launched. So the whole idea sort of came up with, we spend a week here at the show and have these amazing conversations, but we want to continue them. So they've created this great database, this great website where you can go. There's all kinds of content. It's curated, some of it's original content. Everything is there. It's basically like reading a newspaper of, an online newspaper of sorts. And it's also, they've teamed up with New Bay Media, so they work together to create this really great conversation for everybody who's here to continue this throughout the year and not just make it just about the show right here. And if you want the website, it's the letter C, the number 2, meworld.com, and you can check it out right now. It's up, it's live, there's articles, there's all kinds of great content for us to talk about on there. So you can see a lot of that there. We'll have more for you in just a minute. Broadcasters, that's right. I'm joined now by Eric Hards with Lockheed Martin. And Eric, Lockheed Martin is not necessarily a company associated with broadcasting. So tell me a little bit about why you're here at NAB Show.
So internally at Lockheed Martin, we have probably about 600 media professionals, which, like you said, wouldn't think Lockheed Martin does that. We do it both internally and externally. A lot of those professionals do internal broadcast production as well as graphics production and media in general.
So what do you think of the show? What have you seen that you can take back to Lockheed Martin?
You know, the Blackmagic studio camera was truly amazing. That's going to be a kind of a big check mark for our webcast productions. That's what I'm looking really heavily at. And then trying to move more into DSLR production and lighter weight equipment on site.
Fantastic. Well, Eric, we learned something new today about Lockheed Martin. Thanks so much for joining us right here on NAB Show Extra. And we'll be back in just a moment. You know, what an incredible hour it's been. We appreciate all of you watching on nabshow.com. Rachel, it's really been amazing, hasn't it?
So much fun. So many diverse people we've spoken to and heard about all sorts of different products and organizations and groups and nonprofits. There's just such a wide range of people who are at this show.
Right, and we know we've got extra, so extra for you every day from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock on the website and live right here in the Grand Lobby at NAB Show Studio 1. And there's also 2 other programs we want to make sure you tune into.
Yes, also coming up at 4 o'clock is the NAB Show Live with Rich DeMuro. And of course, tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., you can catch him as well. Some really great content. We were talking about it. He's got a lot of amazing stories to tell.
Fantastic. This is the place to channel opportunity right here at NAB Show. So follow the conversation on Twitter, #NAB Show. For Rachel Kopczyk, I'm Carrie Ferenac. We're glad you've been with us, and we'll see you again tomorrow, 1 o'clock, NAB Show Extra.